How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is wrapping up its Planet of the Discount sale, and I am here to take a look at some final deals in this video. Now, in this video, we are going to be highlighting some more expensive games, so keep that in mind. These days, I would recommend you buying digital games, maybe keep it to the cheaper stuff, but you know what? Everybody has their own opinions on how to approach things and what games to buy. I just highlight the deals, and I'm here to do that once again. We've got some deals, and the majority of them are going to be in the $10 to $20 range, but then there's also some stuff that is a little bit more expensive that, you know, they will ultimately get cheaper at some point, but for the sake of the video and covering the deals, I will mention those deals as well. There's actually not a ton of super expensive stuff that's on sale, you know, at the north of $30, $40 range. So let's just get right into it. Let's start off with those three deals. Persona 5 Royal is 65% off for $21. This is, to many people, one of the greatest JRPGs of all time, and I would definitely put it in that category. I obviously have always said that I did enjoy Metaphor more, and as far as those games, Metaphor is my favorite. I really liked Persona 3. I really liked Persona 5 as well. It's just, for me, I didn't put it in the greatest JRPG tier. I absolutely put it in, like, tier 1 amazing JRPG, like 9 out of 10, I would give it, but Metaphor is, like, top 3, top 5 JRPG caliber game for me. I don't know if I would put Persona 5 in that territory. Probably not. But it's still an excellent, excellent game, and most people do put it in the category of top 3 to 5 JRPGs of all time. Phenomenal soundtrack, great cast of characters, and even though, you know, the game's in a school setting, it definitely tackles some very, very mature themes. It's an excellent game that I strongly recommend you to play, so definitely give that a shout. Highly would recommend it. So great pickup there, $21. Yes, it's expensive, but guess how many hours of gameplay you're getting out of it? Probably 4x that. Like, for every dollar you spend, you're getting like 4 hours of gameplay, maybe even 5 hours of gameplay, maybe even 6 hours of gameplay. So with that being said, $21, great price on that. We got the Assassin's Creed triple pack. You got Black Flag, Unity, and Syndicate, the base versions of those games. I feel like that's very notable to add. These games are really good. Obviously, Black Flag is reportedly getting its remake. Seems to be one of the worst kept secrets in gaming right now, but Black Flag getting that remake. Unity, when it came out, was an abomination from a performance standpoint. Since it came out, it has gotten much better, so now would be a good time to play it. And Syndicate, they've actually improved the performance on PlayStation 5, running at 60 frames per second, so that's great. It would be phenomenal if they could do that kind of an update for Unity as well. I understand why they wouldn't want to do it for Black Flag, since they want to incentivize you to buy the remake when that comes out, but for Unity, why not up that to 60 FPS? I think that could be quite good, you know, a complete polar opposite of where it was at launch, where it was a technical disaster. But Black Flag is great. I kind of want to play through Black Flag again before the remake comes out, but we'll see if I get to that. I often want to do playthroughs of games before a remake comes out, and sometimes I get to them, sometimes I don't. Unity is a game that I've been meaning to play through again for a long time. Like, I played it when it initially came out, but I played it on PC when it came out, and it was a disaster, an unmitigated disaster on PC when it initially dropped. And Syndicate has been a game that I've talked up for years and years now. Like, I love Syndicate. I legitimately thought it was a great game, so I would definitely recommend that. Good trilogy pack, or triple pack, I should say. Not really a trilogy there, but $22.49 on that. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, the Digital Deluxe Edition, is 25% off for $29.99. I love Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I thought this was a great game. Yes, were there parts of it that I was absolutely infuriated by? Yeah, by the end, some of the platforming sections made me want to damn near break a controller, but the combat was great. A lot of the platforming was really well done. The visual style is great. It's like a solid 10-hour experience, which is perfect. 8 to 10 hours, maybe in the 12 range, if you do some of the, you know, if you go for everything and all of the hidden objectives and whatnot. It's a worthwhile game, and this is the Digital Deluxe that includes the Saga Villains DLC pack that is coming out in 2026. So yeah, definitely recommend it. It's just, you know, it is a shorter game. Spending $30 on a game like that might not be in every everybody's wheelhouse, but I really did enjoy it. Alright, moving on from that, we've got some games under the price of $20 here as well. Sonic Frontiers is $17.99. I've talked up Sonic Frontiers quite a lot. I think the game is really good. Does it have its issues? Absolutely, but the Sonic team has set a really solid foundation for what Sonic can evolve, and you saw some of that in the Shadow Generations campaign, but I think the sky is the ceiling for Sonic Frontiers 2, or whatever they ultimately decide to call the game. I thought Frontiers 1 was really good, and for $17.99, a great pickup there. Highly recommended. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection. You've got Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations all in one collection. The Ezio trilogy is great, and I often do wonder, you know, they're remaking Black Flag. Why not just remake Assassin's Creed 2? I can understand, like, if you remake Assassin's Creed 2, you're kind of committing to remaking Brotherhood and Revelations as well, and maybe they just want to do one remake of one game that's a sizable game. Like, Black Flag has way more content than AC2, although AC2 has a good bit of content. I don't know, I hope they at some point remake the Ezio trilogy, but the Ezio collection is great. It really elevated Assassin's Creed. I mean, Assassin's Creed 1 had a lot of buzz around it, but ultimately, I don't think it delivered to the level people wanted it to be at, and AC2, I think, really engaged a lot more people, and then obviously, since then, the franchise has been a mainstay in all of gaming, for good and bad reason a lot of times, but yeah, the Ezio trilogy is great. $11.99, great pickup on that. Another trilogy here, the Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy, 75% off for $12.49. I recently did another playthrough of Rise of the Tomb Raider. Like, the Tomb Raider trilogy is always going to be those games that I can go back to at any point if I need a game to play through, and, you know, it's a worthwhile game, and it's a game I really enjoy, but it's not super lengthy. Man, these games are right up my alley. Although, like, with ROTR and SOTR, if you take your time and do all of the content, find all of the collectibles and whatnot, they're sizable undertakings, but if you bum rush the main story, yeah, you can complete the games in like 12 hours or so. But yeah, great trilogy of games. Cannot wait for whenever that next Tomb Raider game is gonna come out, but love the Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy. I will say Shadow of the Tomb Raider from a narrative standpoint kind of got a little bit all things considered, but still a worthwhile game, and from a gameplay standpoint, I thought SOTR was really, really good. But yeah, $12.49 on that. We got Naruto Shippuden, the Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy. Yeah, mentioning a lot of trilogies here, but I'm gonna give this a mention. It's at $13.99. This has been cheaper, but Bandai Namco a while ago juiced up the prices of a lot of the anime games that they sell on the PlayStation Store, particularly the Naruto games, and they have not gone back down in price. So at this point, if you want to play the Naruto Storm titles, this is probably your best bet. Alternatively, there is the Storm Legacy Collection that goes on sale. That includes the Storm 4 Road to Boruto, but if you already have Storm 4 and you want to get the original 3, $13.99 is not a bad pickup. Storm 1 is really good, but the story mode, which is predominantly probably the reasons you're buying these games, the story mode of Storm 1 doesn't really have a lot of depth to it. Like, you go through a lot of the anime fights, but no cutscenes, or not a lot of cutscenes or anything like that. Storm 2 is phenomenal. Storm 2's campaign is tremendous, and it also covers the best part of Naruto, from the beginning of Shippuden up until Naruto's fight with Pain. I think most people that are, you know, diehard Naruto fans will agree with me on that that was the best stretch of Naruto. Maybe, you know, some people are nostalgic towards, like, the initial portion with the Chunin exams and whatnot, but I think Shippuden up until Naruto's fight with Pain, chef's kiss, like 10 out of 10. And then Storm 3 has a good campaign. However, some of that is anime original, and it kind of ends abruptly because the anime was where it was at that point, and I don't think the manga was wrapped up yet. So they didn't have all the content there, where Storm 4 gets all that stuff in there. But $13.99 for the Storm Trilogy. I think that's a good buy. I would recommend it. Next up, we got Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, 60% off for $19.99. An essential piece of the Final Fantasy VII story arc, but just keep in mind, unlike the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, this is not a remake. This is still a PSP game, and you have to know that going into it. Some of the aspects of this game are going to be dated. Do they update it a little bit? Yeah, they actually make the combat more accessible and improve the combat quite a lot, but it's still a PSP game through and through, and however, it's an incredibly worthwhile game. I've said it before, but there are two games in my life that have made me shed a tear. That is Walking Dead Season 1 and Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. Now, Bear in mind, your boy was 12 years old when he initially played Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, so give me a break, you know? 12-year-old me was a little bit emotional at times, but yeah, $19.99 for this, I think, is a great pickup. Loved Zack as a character, and again, this is essential for the Final Fantasy VII story. I think this is an essential piece of content that you should go through, and it's worthwhile. And it's not a super lengthy game either. Like, if you just go through the main story, you could beat this game in like 15 to 20 hours. So sometimes that's exactly what you want, and for $19.99, I think this is a really good pickup, so would recommend that. Next up, we've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, the cross-gen bundle, $19.99 on this. This is a great game, and I mean, Pro Skater is just a fun time. If you want a game that you can kick back and relax with, Pro Skater is one of the best. And I say kick back and relax, but there is quite a lot of depth in terms of chaining the tricks and figuring out how to get the best scores possible. Pro Skater is so much fun in that regard, and definitely initially you're like, man, how am I gonna get to these score targets? And then you realize, oh my god, I could just chain tricks and do all of this and just increase the multiplier, and you can get pretty crazy with it. For $19.99, I think it's a great pickup. One of those games that for a while I was going back to regularly. Not really going back to it much anymore, but at any point I can give it a download, jump back in, mess around for an hour or two, and have a pretty good time with that, so definitely recommend that. Next up, we got Horizon Forbidden West. Remember with this, you want to pick up the PS4 copy of the game, and the PS4 copy still has digital upgrade to the PS5 version listed, so if you buy this for $19.99, you should be getting the PS5 version as well. So that's how that works. Kind of wild to think that, man, we're coming up on 4 years since Forbidden West has come out. And I don't know when Horizon 3 is going to get revealed, but hopefully soon. Hopefully Guerrilla hasn't iced themselves too badly by working on the live service nonsense. But yeah, I really liked Forbidden West. Horizon is... like, honestly, when it comes to PlayStation game franchises, it's like my comfort food game franchise. It's not perfect. It's not this well-refined narrative, but something about Horizon's world always has captured me. Even though with Forbidden West, the narrative kind of goes off the rails, I still find the open world to be absolutely gorgeous. I like the characters, even if, you know, you think Aloy is kind of a bland character. I still, like, I like her story arc, and I liked her story arc especially in Zero Dawn. But yeah, really dug Forbidden West, like the content in the game, and the side content. There's so much to the game in terms of getting the platinum. It's not a super difficult platinum to get, but it's a time-consuming platinum. And I think a lot of the side content is very worthwhile. And man, just Horizon Zero Dawn was already a very impressive game visually. The level up that Forbidden West did is actually staggering. Like, Forbidden West is one of the best looking games. Even 4 years after it came out, it's still one of the best looking games on the market. And for $19.99, excellent pickup there. South Park The Video Game Collection, $11.99 on this. You get South Park The Stick of Truth and South Park The Fractured But Whole. These games are just humorous games. If you want to play some games that aren't too serious, these are pretty good ones, and I'm not even a big South Park guy, but I still enjoyed these games quite a lot, and for $11.99, great pickup on that. Watch Dogs 1 and 2, the Gold Edition bundles. I actually did a playthrough of Watch Dogs 1 not too long ago, had a good time with it, and I think if you go back and play Watch Dogs, you'll actually have a good time with it. The thing is, back in 2014, when Watch Dogs 1 was initially coming out, there was so much buzz, so much hype around the game that it ultimately didn't live up to that level, but if you just go into it as a good open world game with a really cool setting, I think most people will end up enjoying Watch Dogs 1. I know a lot of people also really liked Aiden as a main character in Watch Dogs 1. I'm not gonna lie, I think Aiden is a trash main character. Like, what is so likable about Aiden? I don't know. Maybe that's like the hot take, and it's not like I expect great characters out of these Ubisoft open world games, but you know, I don't find Aiden to be this remarkable character. Nevertheless, $13.49 for both Watch Dogs 1 and 2. Good pickup there. Tales of Arise, the Beyond the Dawn edition, 67% off for $19.79. I really like Tales of Arise. While I wouldn't put it in the upper echelon of the Tales of games, really I would put it in like the second tier of games alongside like Tales of Vesperia, underneath Abyss and Berseria. I've always said Tales of as a franchise has been super consistent. While that means that the games are consistently really good and may not hit the excellent tier of video games all the time, you know, that's still a good place to be at. And Arise I thought was a very good JRPG. Good combat, good visuals, likable characters even if they're not blowaway, and overall a pretty good story. 1979, you get the expansion here as well, not a bad pickup there. SIGNALIS, $13.99. I know we're a little past Halloween at this point, but still, as an atmospheric survival horror game, this is a really good one with a great visual aesthetic to it as well. Set in a dystopian future, really cool setting as well. $13.99 on that, and this is one of those games that doesn't see a lot of discounts, so yes, it's only 30% off, and it came out, like, what, 3 years ago at this point, right? Yeah, 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago. Like, this is the best discount you're gonna get on it, so check that out. And then LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga Deluxe Edition, $13.99 on this. You get some DLC content as well. I really dug LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. It was a fun time. Not a big Star Wars guy, but the LEGO games are always a fun time, and I like Star Wars. I love the Star Wars setting, to be honest, but just not crazy about watching a lot of movies and whatnot. Not gonna watch The Mandalorian and all these TV shows, but a fun time nonetheless. And for this price point, I think that's a pretty good pickup for the Deluxe Edition. And this team is working on the Batman Lego game, which looks tremendous. So yeah, check that out. Great game there for $13.99. But that's going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals on the PlayStation Store right now. A little bit more expensive are these games, but still worthwhile pickups across the board. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.